Hello, ranters. I'm Ryan.
What up? This is Robert.
Let's rant. Welcome to Ryan and Robert Rants. One more time, I am Ryan, and I am joined by my thick with three C's co-host, Robert.
Aw, shucks.
Today on the show, we will be talking about episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First, before starting, if you haven't seen it, there are spoilers ahead, so do yourself a favor, pause the video, and come back and join in on the conversation.
Also, anything we say is all in good fun, as it should be, so please have a sense of humor and an open mind before continuing.
So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. What'd you think about the episode overall?
I liked it. I like I do like that we're kind of going into like a political thriller. Like it's like a spy political thriller. And that's what I like about it. It's like espionage and stuff like that.
No, I agree. It's very
Gritty and
like
down to earth.
yeah, gritty and down to earth.
Gritty and down to earth.
Name of our autobiography.
Right?
No, you're right. It reminds me a lot of the Winter Soldier. You know how it was that political thriller, like, oh man, what's going on. So I think the episode had a really strong opening, like with feel bad for forgetting his name. For Wyatt Russell. It was Wyatt Russell. Was he playing? John Walker. Yeah. Apologies to the comic book lovers. I am sorry.
But yeah, you can kind of tell like he was starting to lose it a little bit. Like that German guy that was giving Karli shelter. He was just refusing to help and be intimidated by this Captain America figure, and you can kind of tell like John Walker felt disrespected, and at some point later on in the series that he's gonna snap, and I think he's gonna inject himself with the super soldier serum.
Yes. At the same time, did you notice that little, like, when he was getting mad, he sort of twitched a little bit, like he was just like,
yep,
like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were we gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like that was my prevailing theory. Like I think so. Like I didn't when it came down to John Walker, because like I know his history in the comics a little bit, but yeah, I think something's gonna happen where he's gonna like either like fail completely or just be completely disrespected, and in order to like overcome that, he's gonna inject himself with the super soldier. And I know that doctor, I don't know, the scientist guy that developed the new super soldier, he said he got rid of all the hiccups from Erskine's original formula. But Erskine's original formula, he even said that it like amplified one's own like inner, the inner self. That's why it was able to make Steve into the person he was, because it affected like how his heart was. Because he said like when you inject someone who's like a regular like soldier or a grunt, you're just gonna get a bully. But you inject someone like Steve who already has a good heart, then that's just gonna like amplify that exponentially. So with someone like John Walker, if the super soldier serum is the same, if he injects himself with that, it's just gonna amplify his qualities as he is, and you can already see him losing his patience. It's just gonna make him exponentially worse. And I think he'll end up. It's gonna be a big showdown between the new Captain America and the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think that's how they'll get the shield back.
And I'm hoping that's gonna be that final episode, or at least the episode before the final episode, is they just have a brawl, and they just then it forces Bucky and Sam to finally team up and be like, hey, put it all aside, let's kick this guy's ass, we're getting the shield back.
Yep.
I love that the whole thing behind this is let's get the shield back. Like when you really break it down, it's like, man, I shouldn't have given that shield away. Let's go get it back.
You shouldn't have. And I know, but Bucky was like, I'm taking it back.
Yes.
I like that. I like that conviction.
So one of the other things I I really found funny was the Silence of the Lambs vibe that they were giving off for Zemo. Like the whole time, like just from him like sitting in the dark and then repeating the words, "Oh, I just wanted to see."
And yeah, and like I know he's like their prisoner, like he was in prison, and he needed their help to break out, and they were basically, he felt like a prisoner this whole, like he was their prisoner the whole episode. But why do I get a feeling that he is the one that's most in control right now?
Yes,
I
for
don't know what
sure.
it is, but I don't know if he has something. Maybe he is the power broker behind like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
or because that knowledge. Oh yeah, he's wealthy. He was a baron. Okay, like that wasn't said in Age of Ultron. Like he was just a Sokovian. He was part of the Sokovian Death Squad.
Yeah, and don't they even go through his file mentioning that and whatnot when
Yeah.
they're like going through who he was when oh yeah, when Tony's flying and Friday
Hmm.
like sends him like all the information and whatnot in Civil War. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember them mentioning it at all, but I mean then again it's been a while since I've watched Civil War. But yeah, it does seem like it was just sort of like there to like move the story along to, oh, how are we gonna justify getting from here to here, there to there and whatnot. But like I said, I haven't really read the comics too much on that, but just from like a story point, I mean it made sense to move the story along. Um oh man, when yeah, but like I said, it was like big Silence of the Lambs vibes the entire time. It was like Hannibal Zemo, whatnot. um, but yeah, and then when it cut to the scene right before, it says Falcon or Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Um, when it showed the car again, I was just having flashbacks to Silence of the Lambs when she goes to the storage unit and she finds the head in
Oh
the
yeah.
jar. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, man, they're really hammering home these Silence of the Lambs references. But the mask. Oh, when he opened that car door and
Yeah.
he just looks at the mask, I was like, ooh, chills.
Like we're getting it. Full purple mask. Full purple sock.
Exactly, exactly. And the one thing that really made me laugh, and I felt like that was like a shout out to us, the contact name Selby.
I know. As soon as they heard that, I was like, "Oh, like yes, of course."
I had to do a double take. I was like, no, no.
I was like, "Yes."
It was everything I wanted and so much more. Did you catch
And then
this? What's up?
I was gonna say, and the Selby character ends up getting shot.
Spoiler alert. But yes, that was. I can't. I can't. Did you catch that Skull Island reference?
Yes. I thought,
I
oh,
was
how convenient.
exactly right. It's like a new movie came out recently in theaters
Yep.
now and on HBO Max.
And not only that, it's like, why did Madripoor look like a cross between Hong Kong and like Tokyo?
For real? Like when I saw it, I was like, "Wait a minute, did we not just see this?"
Exactly. Yep.
You know why this was all
And I'm
happening
actually.
right before that all went down.
Yep. They
For
got
those of
out.
you, yeah, for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, see our episode regarding Godzilla versus Kong. Out now or out in the near future, we will see what happens.
Whichever one gets uploaded first.
Exactly. Oh, the Conrad Mack photo. Was that actually him? Just dressed up? Was
Oh,
that actually Anthony
I don't. I
Mackie
didn't.
dressing up? I couldn't
I,
tell.
I I couldn't either. I didn't get a good look at it. It was like a blink and you miss moment. I was like, I didn't want to pause it, but
I,
yeah, I was like, he goes, it does look like me, and I'm like, I actually want to go back and like pause it now and rewatch it, see if that was him, because I could totally see Anthony Mackie doing that too.
right?
Just give me like a
Yeah.
little bigger muscle suit, and
It
we're
was
good.
it was that it was the face he was making in the photo that sold it for me. I was just like, "Oh my god, yes." And Lowtown. So yeah, Lowtown. I actually really liked how cinematic it made the show feel and look when they were in Lowtown.
Yes.
Like it felt like I was watching, a Marvel movie.
Yep.
Like it
No, I
just felt.
agree. Like I really like the world building just in that episode alone. Because like Madripoor is a fictional city from the comics, and it is exactly how it was explained. Just a lawless, you know, country that's just overrun by criminals. You got the higher end criminals, and then you got the lower end criminals, and they just run that whole city. And Madripoor is also, I think, also Madripoor also has ties to the Hand. That's usually running around the Daredevil comics.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if we're ever going to get the Hand yet, but yeah, I really love the world building.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Madripoor, like I can. Madripoor also has ties to Wolverine. Just throwing that out there.
Really?
Yes.
I need to start
I
reading
believe there was like
comics.
a yeah, I believe there was like a persona Wolverine had where he was like a criminal boss or whatever. I'm not entirely sure the name he went by, but yeah, Madripoor is like the who can be the who's who of villainy and all like morally gray characters, and I love it.
Yeah, I really need to start reading comics. I need to catch
I
up on
mean,
this. I like it though
nah, I
from a
mean
movie going
it's
standpoint, but I mean like I definitely want to get into the comics more.
I
But
would tell you to go more for like get a comicsology.
yeah.
Yeah, I would probably go. It'd be definitely a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Faux show. So you mentioned her already, but Sharon,
Oh, Sharon Car. Oh, what is
the
it up with these Carter ladies?
the
Peggy,
return.
Sharon, like just women after my own heart. Just that. Look, I'm not saying how I want to go out, but if that's how I went out, I would be all right with that. Just getting completely owned by this, physically capable and attractive female.
And strong and independent, as we
Strong.
learned, as we learned in this episode.
She lives in Hightown.
Yeah.
She's got to be. You saw all those stolen artwork she had.
Oh yeah, of course. I
But
do
man,
like that her character's a little bit more like, I guess, fleshed out.
yeah.
Like I
Just in
mean,
the one episode, like
yeah, like
just in
she's
that one
hard. Like
episode.
she's harder. She's like I don't care. Like yeah, that's how it is.
yeah, like how many people she like? I don't want to say straight up murder, but like how many people did she kill in this episode alone?
I didn't even. We should have counted.
I want to say at least maybe 8, give
It
or
might
take.
actually
She
be.
was taking
Yeah.
out them bounty hunters like they were like she. Yeah, she was taking them out.
Yeah.
Knives, guns, like it didn't matter. She was beating them with that stick that she had, that metal pipe.
Yeah. Speaking of that storage container,
Yeah.
my God, I want one of those. Secret storage container
One that just
leads up to an
goes
office.
out, like, right?
Yeah. Like that.
I don't know, like, so what was the scientist's name? Do you remember? Like Kygel? The episode just finished and don't even remember this guy's name.
Yeah, even I don't know, he was kind of a forgettable character. I mean, he's literally just there to move the story along, but even that he barely did. But I was just like,
yeah,
I don't know. I felt like he was
serve,
trying to be
he was
awkward.
there to serve one purpose.
Yeah, yeah, a bullet.
Pretty much, but yeah, he was just basically there to serve the purpose that, hey, this guy was the one that developed this new serum, and maybe give them another lead, and then boom, yeah, bullet.
But it was just weird how he was talking like I don't know. I don't know. It was just weird. But I mean, yeah, like you said, it moves the story along. But speaking of Sharon and that whole fight scene, there's something I noticed, and I thought it was weird, but it made me laugh. So when they're interrogating the doctor and all that good stuff, she's out there. She puts her hoodie up to take out those 3 or 4 bounty hunters, and then right after that, she puts it up just to take it down. Right after, when it cuts to that next fight scene, and I was just like, "But why?"
Got to be inconspicuous.
I guess. I mean, like,
the blonde hair gives it away.
Yeah, I think I just pictured maybe the bounty hunters all carpooled there together. They were like, "All right, let's do it."
I mean, at one point, okay, so like there's no point trying to be inconspicuous if you're about to murder all these bounty hunters. Exactly. But 2, on that thought, if they did carpool there, which I can totally see that happening, just they all show up in a couple of vans. So if one of them ends up shooting and getting the bounty, like, do they all just end up killing each other after that? Because, are they going to split the bounty? Like, these are bounty hunters. They want the full cut of the pie. They don't want just a slice.
It turns into that movie, what was it, Free Fire?
Exactly. Or what was it, Smoking Aces?
Oh my God, yes.
With Jeremy Piven.
Yes. I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie. It's a stupid movie. It's ridiculous. It's over the top, but I mean, I like it. Not one to watch every day, but every now and then.
It serves its purpose.
And Chris Pine in that movie, my God. Yes.
Dang, was he in that one?
Yes. He was one of the Tremor brothers, man.
I know Ben Affleck was in it too, right?
Yeah. And they share a scene together. A very intense, awkward, but amazing scene. That cements Chris Pine as an amazing actor. If you haven't seen that movie, Smoking Aces, watch it.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen it. I don't know if I want to go back and watch it, but
do it. It's worth it, especially when you realize, oh man, I forgot this person was in there and that person was in there. It's a pretty all-star cast.
There was a lot of people.
A lot of people. So, after the interrogation, when they blow up the storage containers, they walk out of that explosion like nothing. You see that storage container blow out.
Well, I think the top one blew up, but they were already in the bottom one, because you remember how it led upstairs. It had like a 2-story storage container.
Oh, okay,
that's how I read it. Like, but I mean, still, you would think they would have got knocked around a bit.
Yeah, at least.
Even if,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
I mean, I thought
Bucky,
like,
Bucky maybe survived,
fine, yeah.
barely. Sam and Sharon are dead.
I mean, they would have taken some knocks. They definitely would have been concussed, minimum.
But it's been 5 years. Sharon's stronger.
Yeah. Maybe she has a super soldier serum.
She lost her boyfriend to her aunt. That makes a person stronger.
This is true. Did they ever say it? They never said if she got blipped out, right?
Ooh. You know what? No, I think she did. I think they show it in Endgame.
Which is odd
at the beginning, if I remember correctly, they show her photo as one of the ones that are blipped when they're talking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd have, again, I haven't watched it.
It'll just give me it'll give me a reason to just watch it again. I need a reason. I mean, I can pull the movie up right now.
Right. Let me fast forward real quick. So and again,
I wasn't sure because
what's up?
No, I said I wasn't sure if she did or not. I mean, it would make sense if she didn't, because that would have given her more time to build up I guess her reputation in Madripoor. But at the same time, if she did get blipped out, why would they show her photo if basically like she even said it in the episode, like they basically gave her up and branded her as a criminal. Like, why would they care if she blipped out or not? I mean, Steve would care, but like, you mean even like, if she didn't get blipped out, like they definitely could have just been like, you know what, worse things have happened. Just go ahead and just come back home. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
I feel like getting blipped out, half the population getting blipped out, is definitely a lot more concern than some CIA agent that stole a shield and Falcon wings being branded as a criminal, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you saw what they did to Sam. They didn't even help him out with some money.
That's true. He couldn't even get a bank loan.
Messed up, man. But the one thing I forgot to bring up, the commercial at the beginning.
Oh, I wrote that down. What was it, the Global Recreation Council?
Yeah, the GRC.
Yes.
Yeah, that was funny. It gave me like very strong WandaVision vibes just watching it. I was like, huh, this is gonna tie in somehow. So yeah, the storage containers. Oh my god, Zemo in that mask, man. Once he put that mask on, he was just like
yeah, she did get blipped out. It did just show it. Yeah.
You pulled it up.
I told you I was going to. I had it right there.
Oh, I love it. I loved it.
But you know who they did not show that I didn't see?
What?
Thunderbolt Ross.
Because you can't get rid of evil.
Nope. Evil always thrives. I think Sharon Carter knows who the power broker is.
Oh my god, watch. She's the power broker.
I mean...
That would be such a backhand to the fans.
Who, Ross being the power broker?
No. Sharon.
Oh, I could totally see that too. Like that was my like off the wall theory, was that Sharon Carter was like, before this episode, that she was the power broker, but after this episode, like I can kind of see her like obviously not being it, just because. I mean, I could still kind of see it, but I definitely think she knows who the power broker is.
Oh yeah, for sure. She has to. I mean, a lot can happen in 5 years. Yes. Speaking of, she got blipped, so. What's up?
She got blipped, so. It was what, 2 years for her?
Yeah. I don't know. This time's all over the place.
Yeah, technically, the timeline, they're in 2024 right now. The year is 2024 in the MCU, because Endgame takes place in someone actually did the whole thing. Endgame takes place in October 2018. Or no, okay, so that's when the final battle of Endgame takes place in October 2023. And then you had WandaVision that takes place 3 weeks later. Then Falcon Winter Soldier takes place 6 months after Endgame. And then Far From Home takes place 8 months after Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time.
Yeah.
It's like a Chris Nolan movie.
Right? Oh,
so
no.
I really enjoyed that you're not going to move the seat throwback line.
Of course.
I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting like all sorts of like, I mean, obviously they're throwing in a lot of Civil War, throwback because of, all the players that are in this show.
Yeah.
But like even the Winter Soldier, like you're just getting that sense that they're just like, nothing's forgotten in the MCU. Like everything that might have, even if it was a throwaway line years ago, like, in a movie that came out like 8 years ago, it might come back. And that's what I love. That's what I love about the whole thing. Like people go back and like study the whole thing. And I think that's what makes, Sam and Bucky, like they work well together. It's just because they have that, I hate you, but not really. I still respect you and like you.
It's their dynamic. it's just such a great dynamic between the both of them, especially
Yeah.
like the I hate you thing. Like it, I always think back to Civil War when they're fighting inside the airport with Spider-Man, and then Bucky makes that line to him. You could have done that earlier. He's just like, I hate you.
I
Like
hate you.
that one moment sums up everything about this show, and I love it.
Yeah.
So
And it's
what's
that part in I was gonna say that part of Civil War, like when he says I hate you, it's like they technically just met like a couple hours ago. Because
yeah.
remember they were always looking for him.
Yeah,
I mean they
that's
kind of
right.
met in Winter Soldier, but Bucky was a bad guy and he was, kicking everybody's ass. But like
Yeah,
they had literally just met when Steve kind of saved Bucky from the going completely crazy, and that where were they, in Switzerland at the time?
um
When Zemo activates, yeah, when Zemo activates him, I think they were in Switzerland during that interrogation, and then, Steve does his little, "I'm not letting the helicopter go."
yeah. The manliest man moment
Yes,
ever from the MCU.
get to see
Captain
them
Alive. Yeah. So
super soldier muscles, America's muscles,
yeah.
America flex.
So let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about Karli. How do you feel about Karli?
So it was kind of staging her and the Flag Smashers to be in like, anarchists, but also at the same time, yeah, they were criminals, but they weren't like violent criminals. Aside from, I guess, that one incident when they robbed the Swiss bank in the first episode.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, they were stealing money and medical supplies and all sorts of like rations to help out the people that, got, what was it, that came back from the blip. So what they were doing, a noble cause, but after that turn with the car bomb in this last episode, I mean, it's kind of making her not to be a sympathetic, anti-hero anymore. But you could tell her partner was not okay with it.
Yeah, like
So that was her decision.
I'm like really confused on what they're trying to do, because like I don't know if I'm not paying attention correctly, or I don't know. It feels so convoluted to me. Like, what are they trying to do? Because from what I understand it, especially from this episode, is that, especially when she was talking to that guy, which I have something that I definitely need to bring up that reminded me of that talk that they had. So her purpose of what she's trying to do, she's taking care of those that were affected by the people that were brought back from the blip, right? Those people that were like, because that's the whole purpose of their group, is returning to what it was during the blip, where it was like, oh, all those people are gone, so we were able to thrive, but once they came back, they kicked us to the curb, and we have to survive now. That's I'm understanding that correctly, right?
I think how I saw it is, I think the people that are currently the Flag Smashers, I think they were alive during the blip, and they saw what that world was like. They saw how it was mostly a world without borders, but it was less chaotic than what it was before the blip. So when everybody came back, they all the I guess, I mean, I don't want to call them refugees, but I feel like that's kind of what they are. They all got, not all of them obviously, but some of them got displaced and probably put in like these internment camps, what it seems like. And I think what Karli and the Flag Smashers are doing is stealing, supplies to help out those people. I think
Yeah.
that's how I saw it.
Yeah, there's
But
just something about
yeah,
them, like I don't know. I'm not feeling it. It feels like they're just
but I
sort of
also,
there. She's just kind of an annoying character too. Like it feels like she's just moping a lot, and then she's just like,
yeah.
no, we're gonna do this, and just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to kind of see where the character goes, because I guess that person that she was caring for like passed away.
Yeah.
and I think that made her like just go towards the darker side and planted that car bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to see where they take her character, because like I said, you could. I mean, it would have still made her a sympathetic character if she still would have not blown up that building. Like if
Yeah.
you have a good cause. You might not be going about your cause correctly, but you have a good cause, and we can kind of get behind it. So I'm kind of curious to see where they take her character now. If they're just going to make her go on to a full blown villain, or how are they going to, if they're going to even try to redeem her. But I don't know. Like I feel
Yeah.
like with the power broker still being in the shadows, Baron Zemo entering the picture, like what kind of, I mean, it could even be a lead up to the actual Thunderbolts team, and that's why I still think General Ross is somehow involved.
Yeah.
But just because, I mean, his nickname is Thunderbolt, like I don't know if he created. I don't think he created the Thunderbolts team in the comics, the original one. But I mean, come on, it's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah. No, no, I could
Like
definitely see
like I
something
have
like
my
that.
theory, but again, it's just a theory.
Yeah. I think a really cool thing would be like if they ended up taking her out, but it was one of those things that you don't see it coming. It's just like a really quick, like Zemo comes in and pulls the trigger or something like that. Just like, whoa. Like you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, I guess that's over. But like I said, I don't know how I feel about that storyline right now. But the one thing that I do want to say is that when her and that guy were talking outside of the building, and they were talking about the plan, and she was like, "Oh, I wanted to be a teacher originally
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot." I don't know why this came to mind, but when they were talking, it reminded me of that South Park episode with Gary and Oprah's Minge.
I don't.
Gary and Minji from South Park.
I'm
You don't
drawing a
remember
blank.
that
Yeah,
episode?
I'm just.
Yeah.
Uh.
It was just like, we'll see Paris one day. Like, it just felt like that whole thing. Like, maybe we'll see
Nah.
Paris one day. Like, it was just like they're making plans for the future, but I have a feeling it's not going to happen. But I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know why that came to mind when I was watching the episode. I think it was just the whole reminiscing of them making plans for a future that more than likely will not occur. I
Right.
did like that look that he gave her at the end when she was like, "Put your seatbelt on," and he was just like, "What?"
Right.
And she just gives him that look, like, "No, they're the enemy." Or I don't remember the line, but that ending though, that that was from Wakanda, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She was. I think she's one of. I'm
One
probably gonna.
of one of his
Was it the
generals, right?
Dora? Yeah, the Dora. Is it the Dora something?
I can't
Man, I'm gonna.
remember.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't want to
I
butcher
feel
the
so
name.
bad. We're butchering the MCU right now. We're just like, it's been so
No,
long.
I just don't want to butcher the name.
Yeah, but nah,
I mean,
that
I'm probably still gonna. But I mean, I thought that was an interesting twist. I was not expecting that at all.
yeah, because when I saw Bucky collecting the things, I was like, wait, isn't that the stuff that he used in Winter Soldier, like his little bombs that he'd roll? But then I was like, wait a minute, no,
Oh
no,
yeah,
these
yeah,
look different. And then when he turned around, I was just like, oh. So
yeah.
I'm really wondering if this is how they're gonna handle Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, I
If
don't know.
I wonder if they're gonna make reference to it or anything, because I was like, wow, because you notice how they've been mentioning Wakanda a lot
Yeah, and they even
throughout the
brought up
last
the
few
White Wolf
episodes.
reference in the last episode.
Yes, yes, I
It's like
love when they did that.
spend some time. It's like spend some time in Wakanda, and you come back White Panther. It
Yeah,
was White Wolf actually.
yeah. He's like, what?
Yeah. So I think it's the Dora Milaje. I mean, I'm probably still butchering it, but yeah, that's what it's
That's what
close
it's
enough.
looking like right now.
Yeah. But yeah,
Nice.
I mean, that was a nice little twist. I mean, it makes sense since Zemo killed T'Chaka, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that they would bring one of them in.
It's a good
I thought that was
cliffhanger.
interesting
Like I
twist.
love how it was just they show her and then boom, credits. Which
I know.
speaking of, did you see who wrote the episode?
I did not.
So when I saw who wrote it, I was like, this explains the tone, the feeling, everything about it. So it was Derek Coles. I'm butchering his name. Derek Kolstad, the guy who wrote John Wick, the John Wick series.
What's it?
Yes. So when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. No, I've seen that name. I was like, oh yeah, John Wick. So after watching it and thinking back on it, I was like, no, it had a very, very John Wick vibe to the whole episode.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Like John Wick light. But I mean, overall, I mean that's pretty much everything. I mean, I thought the episode was good. It was definitely more fast paced. I don't know why though. It still feels like it's what's the word I'm looking for? You know those procedural dramas like
Yeah,
Bones and whatnot. You know how
sure.
like when they have like action scenes, you can tell like okay, this was made for TV and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's sort of the vibe I got. Like it just feels like everything's very small scale right now. But I mean, I get that at the same time because it's the Winter Soldier and Falcon. Sometimes they do very small scale stuff. Sometimes they
See, I
do
thought,
very big. They're
yeah, I
more like
thought,
an ensemble.
I thought Winter Soldier was going to be small scale. Like, if I'm being honest, like that was the one movie. Like, I wasn't really looking forward to that movie at all. After we just got Avengers, right? Like Avengers came out, and then it was Iron Man 3, which Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. Say what you want, and then we'll get into those at a later time.
Yes,
But
yes,
like
we
the
will.
Winter Soldier, like when that trailer came out, I was like, then that got me excited. Like I was like, yes. And then when you see the movie, you're just like, you just get blown away. Like you don't expect that kind of movie to pretty much revamp the entire MCU going forward.
Yeah.
With the fall of Shield and like so
And
I
setting
can
the
kind of see
tone
where it's
itself.
currently I can kind of see where this series is small scales, but
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I think it'll up the stakes when it gets to the end.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
which is right around the corner.
Yeah, I know. It's only 6 episodes.
I know. But then we get Loki though, so oh, well,
Yeah.
oh yeah, cuz they moved Black
I think it's like
Widow.
a couple weeks after, yeah.
Cuz I completely forgot they moved Black Widow. I was like, "No, I was going to get my fix with Black
But I
Widow.
think
Something to
I
hold
think
over."
Black Widow comes out while Loki is airing, right?
I want to say
Let me see.
yes or right after cuz I know Loki is in June.
Yeah, Black Widow's July 9th.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think this one comes out starts June 7th. They never have the release date for streaming.
Was it June 7th? I don't know
June
why.
11th. June 11th. June
Yeah, I was
11th.
going to say I could have sworn it was a double digit.
Yeah, and then you go 6 episodes. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll be during Black Widow.
yeah.
We
All right.
shall see, though. We
So,
shall see.
so theory time. My theory.
All right.
So when I said, so here it's probably gonna tie it all together. So like I said, I think Sharon Carter knows who the power broker is, and I think it's someone who was more or less keeping her safe while she was in Madripoor, and at the same time maybe gave her a higher position in Hightown. Because I mean, look, say what I want about like with Sharon Carter's skills and everything, like yeah, she could have attained her status as she is, but I still think someone was kind of like helping her at the same time. So I think she knows who the power broker is. And I want like a wild theory where it is Thaddeus Ross. He's both the power broker and maybe someone high up in the U.S. political. Like, what was he, Secretary of State?
Yeah, something like
Maybe
that.
maybe he's still, or maybe he's retired, and I think maybe he saw what the world was, because I don't know if he got blipped out. I don't know if it was actually stated, but if he wasn't, maybe he saw what the world was like, and he kind of created this persona of the power broker, and he wanted to create super soldiers as like a replacement for the Avengers because he was obsessed with creating a super soldier serum because he had hired Banner. That's what Banner was working on in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But something went wrong. So I think that Ross is going to be the power broker, and I think Zemo is going to probably hook up with the power broker and use Karli and maybe John Walker as U.S. agent, because he'll become the U.S. agent. Like that's who he becomes in the comics, and they will form the Thunderbolts. And maybe they're like, and I don't know if that necessarily be villains. I think they'd be more like anti-heroes, personally.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, especially with the way he was doing
just a wild theory.
The Accords and whatnot. How it was like, we want to be able to send you out when we feel and deem that it's necessary. And at least at this point, he would have his own team doing his bidding and whatnot and be like, no, do this, do that. And, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. But I do agree with you on what you had said earlier about, like, we're definitely going to see John go crazy in some way or form.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just because it's already starting. They foreshadowed it at the beginning of this episode. And just, like, the end of the episode, too, I don't remember. I wasn't really paying attention to what his character was doing this episode, because it felt like he was just like there to, like,
30
bookend
seconds of screen time.
If that. Like,
yeah, like you saw him in the beginning, and like honestly, we didn't even really need it in the beginning. Like it was just there just to show him, like, kind of losing it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And then they showed him in the German prison after the breakout, and like you can just see he's already like 3 steps behind Sam and Bucky, who has like no government help whatsoever, and they're like already, like I said, so far ahead of him.
Well, even the last episode, too, like, what he told them was, like, stay out of my way, or I can't remember the line. But,
no, it was something like that. Yeah.
Something along those lines. But it was just, like, you just see him, like, okay, guys, I'm trying. Okay, no, I'm losing it. So I'm hoping he does snap, and we just get, like I said earlier, like, an all-out brawl between the 3 of them. And then, they're like, we got the shield back. Woo! Mission accomplished. See y'all, Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
But yeah. So I think that should be everything. That's all I really have to say on that episode.
Yeah. I mean, I've so far I've been enjoying the series. So I'm kind of, like I said, just want to see how this continues.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else to say other than Sharon Carter's a boss.
Yeah. Yes, and I do look forward to seeing her kicking more ass as the series progresses with the next 3 episodes, which might change because, I mean, they did that with WandaVision, so who knows, maybe they'll be like, hey, there's 2 more episodes. But we will see.
That's all we have for today, ranters. If you like anything we had to say, please like, comment, and subscribe for future episodes. But please remember that these are our opinions, and if you want to share yours, leave them in the comments below and we'll be happy to discuss and debate. My name is Robert, and you can find me at 037, that's 0 with an X, over on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me, Ryan, on Instagram at RyanRants2013. We will be back soon with more content, but until then, keep ranting.